here, not even paying attention. All right.
That might be helpful if you're actually streaming.
Yeah. Let us check to make sure everybody can be heard.
Hello, hello. How's it going? Hello, hello. How's it going?
It's going well.
How's it going?
What is the flight speed of an unladen swallow?
All right. Looks like we can all be heard. Let's go. Let's kick this. What's that?
European or African?
Yeah, African or European version? I don't know that. Let's kick it off. And we made it. We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our return episode of Agora Quest, Heroes of Kreistrich. Paul, appreciate you joining us on a Friday. Why is this not working? There we go. Found him. But I appreciate you coming in early. Happy Friday to you as well. I'd like to welcome everybody who's starting to roll in here as our game kicks off. We've been off for a few weeks because I was traipsing around the Caribbean, specifically Barbados, and had a good time. Had a lot of good pictures. Maybe eventually I'll post some up somewhere in Discord or whatever, but I think I posted a couple. But yeah, man, as soon as we landed, got through the airport, I paid for fast tracking through customs, so it took us all of about 60 seconds. As a matter of fact, Barbados makes you, well, every country really makes you fill out a customs form, but I filled it out, and they printed it out, and they said it's much better if you have it printed, and that way you just give it to the customs guy, and then they check your passport and whatever. So I walk up there with the printout, handed him that, and he didn't even look at the form at all. He just pushed it back to me, scanned my passport, which kind of upset my wife because this was her first time out of the country, and they don't stamp passports anymore. They scan them digitally. So she's like, I want my stamp. But unfortunately, we couldn't do it. But anyway, they gave us her passport. 60 seconds, I was through customs, man. It was awesome. Got to the hotel, got checked in. We were a bit early. Room wasn't quite ready yet, and they handed us 2 rum and punches. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to like this place. So it was nice. It was nice. Had a room with a little plunge pool in it. Had a good view of the ocean. So yeah, it was nice, man. Spent the week down there. Got back Sunday. Just wasn't up to playing on Monday because you can talk to Josh. His flight got in later than mine did, but our flight came in like 1:30, I guess it was, and I didn't get to bed till almost 3 o'clock was when I finally remember about what time it was. When it's the last time I looked at the clock, and then I must have fallen asleep right after. But I just was not up for playing Monday. I do apologize to those players that were ready to play. But we'll be back next Monday, and we'll be hanging, doing whatever. So appreciate you guys coming back today, though, as we are now on our 84th episode of Agora Quest. For those that are new here, welcome. For old hands, welcome back. Don't forget to click that like button, subscribe, whatever Twitch calls it. The non-paying thing. You just click it and then click the little bell to let you know when we're starting the stream. But if you want to help support the stream, feel free. We're all about the cheers. We're all about if you want to subscribe. We do have a tip jar. If you're not one to do recurring payments, totally okay. You can either subscribe and then cancel the subscription. You get your whole month anyway. I always like the tip jar, though, because it goes right to the content provider. Twitch doesn't take 50% or whatever the cut is. It all goes to the content provider except for a processing fee of the payment provider. I always use the example of we got a couple of much appreciated tips from folks, and when the money comes in, it has like maybe $2 taken off of it from PayPal or whatever. But yeah, man, it's a really great way if you want to help support anybody, any content that you see out there, man. If they got tip jars, definitely go that route, I think. But anyway, if you like first edition gaming, of course, we are here every Monday. This particular game is 5e, for those that don't know. And we are every other Friday. As you watch the stream, of course, you earn tokens. Don't forget you can trade those tokens in for Nat 1s or Nat 20s. The party can always use them. They definitely were happy to have them during the last combats and stuff when they were fighting the giants and just a slew of other creatures. Definitely came in handy, for which they finally cleared this long forgotten temple. They appear to have it pretty much cleared out. But also, as I mentioned, if you want to help support the stream, we do accept cheers. For every 200 bits you cheer, you can grant advantage to the player or DM of choice. Those carry over from stream to stream, because if you're going to spend your hard-earned coin, we are definitely going to allow the players to keep it going. Also, don't forget, if you like Greyhawk like we like Greyhawk, all of our games are set in the world of Greyhawk. Check out the Greyhawk Creatives team page. It's twitch.tv/team/Greyhawk Creatives. A much easier route to get there is ! Socials. Just post that in the chat, and it'll show you all of our links to our Discord, to our YouTube channel. If you're watching this on a VOD and you just found us, we do have a YouTube channel that has all of our other games on it. And you can kind of go watch and see what Shiza Cinema is all about. And if you don't know what that is, you need to start watching some of the streams, especially our first edition stream, because we are proud of our nickname Shiza Cinema, because that's essentially a shit show. Go check it out, though. It's good times. But players, I want to welcome you guys back from our mini break for a few weeks. Appreciate you guys all being able to make it. We are currently investigating a long-lost temple, apparently to the god Tharizdun, based on all the iconography that our party has discovered, from what's on the doors to the the lower dungeon that they were in. They've seen things up here on this particular level. All of the iconography has kind of pointed to that. The evil temple that you guys investigated last session, there's a lot of that iconography. But our party is at the end of last session, what looks to be the last vestiges of creatures that inhabited this particular temple, if they have not already run away. A couple of trolls were wandering around down here, and they attacked the party. And after a rather protracted battle, the party managed to defeat the trolls. And then you guys began investigating these rooms and whatnot. This last room you guys were in, as I mentioned before, unlike some of the other rooms that you've been in where stuff was just thrown everywhere, this particular room had 4 rather large piles of clothing padded in to make it look like beds. There's also a large table that was in this room that sat up on some other wooden crates to make it even taller and higher, giving you the impression that large creatures are in here, probably ogres or something as such. An investigation of the room didn't find anything in the bedding, but within the boxes that the table sat on, you guys did find some treasure, including some gold, some platinum, an old iron box that Nilo has used to put the platinum as well as some jewelry in. You also found a suit of chainmail, kind of worn, with it had an attached leather cloak or cape or whatever to go with it that's still attached to it, but they're kind of worn looking, but they are elf sized. So that was essentially where we left off. I know that crap, I guess I should have watched. Ad break done in 60 seconds or 30 seconds.
Oh, you couldn't skip it.
I missed it.
It was unskippable this time. Oh.
Was it? Oh, because I
it was not skippable. Yeah, I saw it already in like 5 minutes from now. Nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. I should have seen it, because usually I can, up to 3 times I can skip them. And that's what I usually do when I'm talking. I'm watching that and I click the dismiss so that it, or don't go do the ad until I'm done talking. But so anyway, welcome back, everybody. I apologize. I didn't realize we went to an ad break. I wasn't really paying attention. Trying to get back into the swing of things here. But anyway, as I mentioned, the party cleared out what looks to be most of the creatures on this upper level. The room they inspected, they found some treasure in, including you put most of the stuff away, but you still have. Do you guys have a bag of holding? Does somebody have a bag of holding? I forget.
Someone, yeah, one of us have a bag of holding.
Yeah, I know that.
I think it was me. Yeah, I have it.
I couldn't remember if Hygel had one or not. But anyway, so you guys, what's that, Josh?
I would just say no, I don't have one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So anyway, so you managed to get the treasure out of those boxes, including the details of what I said, and that is kind of where we left off. I'm not sure the status
the treasure has been.
Go ahead.
Treasure has been compiled into the loot table for everybody.
Okay. Looks like everybody is, for the most part, healed within a couple few points of their maximum, if not their maximum, thanks to the salvation of Corvin and Tarikus. So, all right. That is where we left off. So, as you guys are standing in this room, having just completed your battle, players, you have any questions or anything before we continue our investigation in this lower level or temple area of the Lost Temple. Anybody have any questions? Anything? No. Bueller.
Nope.
All right. So let us then begin. Let us then begin episode 84 of Agora Quest, Our Heroes of Kreistrich. Where do we wish to go to now, dear friends?
We better probably hunt down the rest of those. What were they, trolls that ran off?
Yeah, so,
Or you kill all of them?
well, there were 3 that came down that you guys killed. You don't know if there are any more, but after the combat, the entire level seems very, very silent. No sound whatsoever other than your footfalls and your heavy breathing post-combat. Yeah, it's very eerily silent now, as a matter of fact. So, take yourselves where you wish to go as Hygel begins moving his way down the hall.
I'm just trying to find the rest of the group. I only see two of us, so I'm like, where are they at?
They are down in this. They're down in this room down here to the south.
Oh.
Milo, do you want to resummon your creature to start looking around?
Mine never died actually. It's right here. They will start. Oh, okay, there I am. I can't go through. There's a wall. There we go.
Okay, where is she going?
Ooh.
You guys just gonna stay in here while she traipses around the hallway?
Might as well. Yep. What's in here?
So when you first go through the hall, or go through the door, god damn it. I hate it when it does this to me. Alright, there we go. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the music comes in my... for some reason, if I always forget to put it on loop for the background, and it'll change to the next one in the list, and then it comes in at like 60% volume. It's like blast my eardrums. All right, so I guess Corvin, you're just going to wander around that whole side by yourself? I'm just asking.
I'm trying to figure out where they went. You know, I walked out the door and
They didn't go anywhere. No, my dragon went out to go start looking around.
They are still in
before we all walked out.
They are still in the room. All right,
I
so
saw somebody leave the room. I'm like, oh, I should follow.
No, that was his dragon. All right, so let me get back to where I was so I can give you descriptions of said rooms. So the first thing is you just come in the hall, right? The passage begins to let me see, where am I? Why is this the right one? Am I reading the right one? Yeah, you can see that there's a long hallway full of open doors running back to the north. Oh, that's why. It's like, I'm like, why is it giving me this description? I'm like, oh, it's because I'm reading the wrong one. That's why. So this passageway of black stone is lined with doors, 9 of them, in fact. From the look, they're probably entrances to cells in which the lesser clerics of this place lived. You don't see any movement or anything, although there is indication that there has been a lot of traffic in this hallway. When you first entered into this hallway, though, there was a room with an open door on the right that you passed by. You can see that right here there was a 20-foot square room of all black stone. The walls and floor were covered with a lot of cheap red cloth, and the wall sconces and torches are used to hang more cloth along the wall. It looks like somebody actually went, it's like somebody was in a seamstress shop and grabbed a whole bunch of bolts of cloth and just started ripping it everywhere. And it just kind of hung and stuck on the walls. But there is other furniture here, so it looks like someone or something at one time lived in this room. Probably somebody a little more important in the hierarchy of the creatures that live down here, but right now it is empty. Anything else?
Keep moving.
All right. Moving down the hall, as I said, as you pass by each one of the doors on the left, you can see that they were indeed little 10-foot square chambers, probably reserved for the lesser clerics of the temple when it was active back in the day, but even more so probably the creatures that inhabited this place when you guys first arrived. You get to this large chamber and you can see that it's a 20 by 30 foot room, has a vaulted ceiling of dark purple. Otherwise, it's unremarkable in appearance. No idea what the room may have originally been used for. Maybe a study or a bed chamber or something for one of the more important of the clerics that lived in this place. You can see that about the room there are, again, heaps of stuff that are sort of padded up and made it look like bedding, like outdoor bedding or a creature's bed. Again, maybe more ogres or creatures of that size. In this room, there are 6 of such bedded areas, as it is larger than the room you guys were in before. Looks like it has a little more space, so more creatures were living in here. There, in the center of the floor, you can see no longer burning, but the remnants of a fire at one time was burning in the center of, and then it got like boxes and whatnot that appear to be like chairs or seating instruments around it. And the last thing that you note is around each of the bedding, there's a large sack.
Well, sack is noted. Moving onward to the next door. And he is checking all the little small stuff as we go by, but I don't feel like stopping every single room with the thing.
I appreciate that.
And while he's doing that, my spider's going to be in the other room just watching.
Okay. Let me see. As you are, I should say this. Oops, which one was that? There's one here. Give me just a second. And sorry, I have to jump back to my map. I should have said the first door and the last door are actually closed, and you see that those 2 doors have padlocks on them. But you get
What's
to
the second door?
No.
Oh, okay. The first one and the second one. First
no,
one, last one.
first
Okay.
one, and then the one up where Rilo is right now. As you come around the corner at the top, you can see that the door is open, and it goes back to the main hallway, but there's a pair of open doors on the right and on the left, as well as the open door at the end.
I'll glance in here real quick.
So that looks to be like some sort of a bed chamber. Stuff is kind of strewn about. It's a 20 by 10 room, probably again a bed chamber for maybe a lesser priest or a small creature. The black walls are decorated with a mauve reversed pyramid. So a symbol very much like you saw on the doors coming in. Is on these walls. A raised block of stone, some 2 foot high and 5 feet wide, and 10 feet long, spans the far wall. Evidently, whoever lived here was probably sleeping on it. And you can see that there are torches stuck in, or not torches, but sconces, 4 torches stuck in the wall.
Alrighty. He will continue onward. He will go up over here and check into both of these rooms.
Right. The room on the left is very much like the last room you went in. They're identical, except that
Got
the
it.
stone's on the other side.
Okay.
The larger chamber,
Pardon me.
you can see that the black walls, ceiling, and floor of this room make it seem a little smaller than it is. It could have been anything to be used for, but it really doesn't look like anything notable enough in here. You can see that there's piles of cloth and stuff scattered all over the place. Several small boxes and barrels likewise are kind of sticking out and laying about this place as well. Yeah, but other than that, it looks like maybe an old storage, or they're using it for old storage or something like that.
Okay, so nothing special in most of the rooms. The central room has a fire and a large sack in it on the right side of the hallway as we go in, and then the first and last of the small rooms on the left side have padlocks on them, so Rado couldn't look in there.
Hey, Excel.
we should go
See,
check
that's
out
for the
this
group.
back. Be the easiest thing to take care of first.
In the meantime, looks at the wizard and the ranger. Hi, Joel, Corbin. Would you either of you two be able to try to get into the locked doors?
Yes. I think I have knock still.
I might be able to pick
Right.
the lock.
Okay. You want to try to pick it?
I can't remember. Did we take a long rest?
You did not. No long rest has been had, but you did get healed. So most
Yes,
everybody
minus
has their hit
making
points,
sure.
but you have not taken a long rest. No.
Yeah, show me this lock and I'll try to pick it so we can save that spell slot.
It's right here, down in the bottom corner.
Yeah, the lock is down there.
Yep. There's one here, and there's another one the exact same way at the north end of the hall.
Well, we have
This
to
room
pick
was
and
a moment
choose
of-
which one we'd like to open because I only have one slot for it.
No, we can try to pick them first, though.
Let's try it with the ranger first.
Yeah. If the pick fails, then we use the spell.
All right.
Sounds
You
like a
have
plan.
you have thieves' tools, I take it.
I certainly hope so.
I thought you were using them before.
You know, I don't have them on my sheet. I guess I know how to use them, but I don't have any. Let's check my backpack.
Yeah,
Oh,
Excel.
no, I do.
Yeah.
My backpack.
Yeah, Excel. They. Oh, thank you, sir. DM gets a nat 20. What? So anyway,
Hello there, XL.
to answer your
Traitor.
question, yeah, they are working through Lost Temple of Tharizdun. They've pretty much cleared out this level finally. And now they're just going back to investigate the various rooms. As you tinker and listen to the tumblers, you hear and the lock gives way. Padlock falls away, allowing you to open the door if you wish.
We're in.
All right.
Door
Good work.
open.
Yes. As you open the door, inside, you can see chained to the floor, badly beaten, bruised, and barely conscious is a dwarf.
I'm gonna check if he's awake, or if he's kind of knocked out, unconscious.
He is awake, but he is badly beaten and badly bruised. His face is all puffed up. It looks like he's got broken ribs.
Tarikus, we have a dwarf over here, severely injured.
We need you, Tarikus.
We should finish beating him down.
Are you shitting me?
I was just gonna say it's a dwarf.
Cats.
Seems like none of our business, you know.
What the fuck is this?
What's the matter?
I cleaned this up and my
Dude.
cat just dumped litter all over my floor.
Well, treat your cat like this dwarf.
Oh, are you sure?
I look at
Oh wait,
the
I
dwarf.
took that. I flipped that around. Never mind.
I look at the dwarf and I
Is
say,
it time for dwarf policy?
I say, "Are you okay?"
He is to the point where he's like, his face is pulpy. He has been beaten pretty
Has a spear
badly.
sticking out of him. Are you
No.
okay, sir?
Yeah, shake
I
him.
guess spare
Stop
the dying so he
resisting.
doesn't
Stop
die on
resisting.
us.
Sure.
Choose a creature with range that has 0 hit points. Oh, never mind. He has to have 0. Okay, I ask him, "Would you like me to heal you?" What does
I
he
don't
say?
think you need consent for this.
Wait. Does he have the
Guys,
DNR?
remember,
Is
he's
he
a
conscious
priest.
or is he
Consent
out?
is a very big deal.
Is he conscious? Or is out?
He is semi-conscious. He is like,
Okay, I tell him, "Don't fear. I'm going to heal you, but it requires me to put my hands on you."
Do I have
Put one
permission
hand-
to touch your butt?
I don't want to hear.
I feel like this doesn't help the
Yes, get me the
allegation
fuck out of here.
when you have to phrase it like that.
Well, I just don't want to call from personnel.
HR.
I was
Have
gonna
an
say,
HR.
You don't want to call from Cuthbert's HR department.
right?
Okay, I don't see him, so I don't know where to target.
Yeah, don't worry. Just cast your spell, because I haven't put a token down
Okay.
yet.
Personal invite from HR and legal.
Okay. So I put my hands in his backpacks where his coins are at as I'm healing him. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go.
it's called a fee.
Yeah.
But you get to roll that one over, right? 7.
Yeah.
So it's 12 plus another 5, so that's 17.
Sweet. As he sort of, you watch as some of the bruising goes away, some of his cracked bones or whatever begin to knit. And he kind of looks over and shakes his head, and he's looking at Hygel. I do not recognize you, gnome. Where are you from? And what took you so long? Can somebody please get these blasted chains off me arms?
I'll do what I can.
Can we grab a key from any of the corpses? Because we did look through the corpses.
No, you didn't look through all the corpses, but no, they didn't have any keys that you know of.
Okay.
Okay, are they locked or are they like bolted?
They're little bolts.
Can I take my sledgehammer to the bolts and just shatter them?
Yeah, I'll allow that. But if you roll a crit miss, then you're gonna hit him instead.
Before
How
you
about
go
crit
doing
and-
that, let me double check to see if I have a tool for this.
And you got smithing tools or something like that,
I do not have a tool for this.
or tinker tools.
Continue to not break his leg. Yeah. Any type of artisan tools would have the
Yeah.
would have the
Yeah, artisan
requirements for
tools.
that.
Yeah, exactly. I get you. You smash him with them all.
Let's do the hacksaw, just chop the feet off and the rest.
Blam! As your first slam, his strike is true, and you shatter the bolt on one of his legs, freeing one of his legs. 1 down, 3 to go.
This guy's
You
a
got-
centaur?
You got
No.
4 legs?
No, he's got 2 legs and 2 arms.
All right, let's go for leg number 2.
Boom!
Yeah, don't give people
That was
crazy
close. That was
No, you have to crit 1. Natural, not 1. That's what I meant.
no, it
Critical.
Rolled, it was almost a 1.
Oh,
and
was it?
moved over.
Oh, I thought it was a 20. I was like, what? No, okay. Gotcha. All right, cool.
Like this rescue, we're all gonna start getting requests from our players. Can I play a dwarf centaur?
I'm playing
As-
Warhammer Fantasy.
As you have managed to destroy 3 out of the 4 now.
Oh,
And last but not least, you shatter him free. He's like, oh, shite, that hurt. Oh. Greetings, friends.
Quit you.
Oh, brother, shut up. Thank yous for breaking me free. I thought for sure that I was going to be the next meal of the giant. Where is he? Let's go after him before he gets away.
Dead.
Oh, even better. Now where's my gear?
That depends. What did you bring with you?
Me armor? Me weapons?
Can you be a bit more specific?
I was wearing me leather armor. I had me axe. Had me backpack. Probably already took my coin, but my life is worth more than the paltry gold that I had. How did yins come
Well-
to be here anyway? I didn't think anything would make it through the horde of creatures what lived here.
We were hired by the gnomes nearby to clear it out.
He looks down to Hygel. Well, your people were smart to send these good folk, and I am much appreciative that you sent them here to save me arse.
I'm just glad we found you.
You and me
Was
both.
there any others with your group?
I was traveling up from Ket and was traveling with some merchants, and we was waylaid. Don't know if any of them survived, but there was plenty of us, so I imagine they had good eating for a week or so.
Corvin, Tarikas, go and check the other door.
I am Tedril, by the way. Tedril Storis. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Pleasure. Just wish it was under better circumstances.
I
Just at the door.
agree.
Tarikas, head with them just in case there's someone in medical need on the other side of that door that he's going to.
Or a nasty surprise.
Or a nasty surprise.
Yeah. I am Nailo Clan Handa. This is Ragnar Stormhelm and Hydro. The two that just left is Corvin and Tarikas, priest of Saint Cuthbert. We haven't found your armor or weapon, but there was some gear up ahead, or at least a sack of something that I was about to go look at.
I
Here is so I'm going to give him my water and rations. It's here. Take a moment, eat and drink.
much appreciative. What did you say her name was?
Naila Hunda.
Pleasure to meet you, Orc. I'm Tedril.
Is
That was a what?
Half Orc.
yeah,
No, Ragnar
yeah.
said that in character.
What's that?
Ragnar said that in character.
Oh. She is what?
How long have you been down here?
Let's see. For the gnomish brother, you have just gained another advantage. So,
Oh, yeah.
Hygel,
Thank
you
you,
have
Paul.
3. I have no idea how long I've been down here, lad. It's been a bit. What day is it? Does anybody know? The last day I recall, it was just getting to be Patchwall sometime.
The girl with the journal just walked off.
I'm trying to find out how to pull the
However-
count.
It's Friday.
However, there's a discrepancy with the calendar. According to what I have, it's supposed to be the 9th of Patchwall. But the calendar he has says the 11th.
Actually, it should be the 11th. What day did you say you had?
So, according to this, we arrived at the temple on the 7th, and we finished up the fight on the 9th.
There's something must have happened in there because I have it at the 11th, so I'm sticking with the 11th.
I think we've long rested like 4 times since we got here, so that might be why.
Could be because you guys have long rested. You long rested down below. You long rested in the cave. Plus all the other time, but yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the 11th because that's what I had going.
Okay.
So
I'm going to ask him, have you seen any weird people wearing robes that maybe look like some type of cultists or something?
there was as he sort of points to the room down the hall back here. There was a Norker or something there was definitely not right in the head. Some sort of a witch doctor, I think he was. Had all kind of strange clothing. Anytime that I seen him bring in any of the goods that they captured and stuff, he seemed to take a liking to anything what was made of cloth. Not sure what his deal was, but other than that, no other strangeness that I could see.
Is this the door that's still locked that we haven't checked yet?
The one
That he's
down?
talking about?
No, he's talking about right here at where you guys first came in. There's this large room that was looked like somebody had an explosion of bolts of cloth and stuff. You know, like you go to like Walmart and they got those big bolts of cloth wrapped up that you can buy by the yard or whatever. It looks like somebody just took a bunch of them and threw them all over the room. So first, I'll go ahead and start with you, Nilo, since you are in the large room down the middle of the hall. As I said, there's 6 large bedded areas. There's the remains of a fire pit or something, or a bonfire that was in the middle of the room, and there's a large crates around it as if set around for seating purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you don't see anything really that.
Didn't you say there was a sack in this room?
Oh yeah, each one of the bedrolls has a sack around it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check those real quick.
And they're full of rot grubs.
We can only hope. Yeah, so go ahead and give me the investigation check.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead and roll.
It's okay.
Go ahead and roll 2d4, please.
Ooh, shiny.
So you find a total of 160 gold coins in and amongst the 6 sacks. Other than that, it's all nasty, rotted
160 what?
stuff, gold. Other than that, it's just a bunch of nasty crap stuffed in with the sacks. Old foodstuffs, rotted clothing, stuff like that.
All right, add it to the total.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna come walking back out. I'm gonna check my bag of holding. We never found. I also need to get that axe in here, by the way. The frost giant's axe. We never found any of that gear, right? That he's talking about.
That is correct. You haven't found any of that
Okay.
yet.
All right. Yep. So I'm gonna step out. Oh well. I guess move on to the areas above.
Okay. As you head that way, Corvin, you stand at another one of these doors that has the lock on it. Go ahead and give me a
Yes.
sleight of hand, please.
Okay. Here we go.
DC 30. No, just kidding. All right. As you tinker once again with the lock, plying your trade as only a true elf/half elf can, you hear as the tumblers fall away, releasing the latch on the lock of the door.
And there we have it.
There you have it. The door is unlocked. Opening the door, you can see, much like the other room at the other end of the hall, there are a pair of humans chained to the floor. Their clothing suggests that they are men-at-arms of some kind. They wear the remains of studded leather armor, although the armor itself is pretty much ripped to shreds on them. Neither one of them is moving, and so you are unsure if they are even alive or not.
Oh, so these are where the followers went that we had.
I don't even know if these guys are alive. I'm gonna check for a pulse or something on them.
Okay.
Hello?
As you check for a pulse, they are not moving, and they do not appear to have pulses.
Still warm or cold?
Semi-warm, but you can tell that rigor mortis is beginning to set in.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna ask our
these-
door friend, does he know these individuals?
That's Alan and Jacob. They were 2 of the boys what were in the guard of the train that we was on. Well, they're in a better place now. Better to die here than in the belly of one of these critters.
Only agree with you there.
So, where to now? I'm not gonna bother any of yous, but as soon as I be willing to put me sword in me axe with yins, but I am going to be up front and say if I find me gear, I have places that I need to be, and this is not on my to-do list.
I couldn't find any of your gear. She says she comes walking up. However, I do have spare weapons if you wish to hold on to one. After this, we're probably heading back to the gnome village.
That's much appreciative. I will accept.
give
I will
him
accept
the
whatever.
hammer.
Okay.
Yep, he gets the hammer.
I'm gonna ask. What's his name again?
Who?
Tendril.
The dwarf.
Teldril. Teldrol.
Tedril, is your weapons magical?
Nah. Dwarves don't need magic. Dwarves just need the strength of stone to power their weapons. But
I was
would
hoping
not.
it was, so I didn't check your gear.
No. Maybe someday if I get. You're giving him the warhammer, you said?
Yeah, just the warhammer.
Okay. Cool. I have taken it from you and put it on his sheet. Okay, boys. I've got at least a little something to help out with, so.
But ain't luck. None of us will need to use them.
Agreed. Where to now?
I believe we've at this point checked everything else here. Yeah.
There's.
Or is there still spaces we haven't?
Yeah, because up here at the end of the hall, there's rooms over here.
Oh, be right back. My wife is heading out.
Okay. As you step into this room, this chamber is about 40 foot square with walls, ceiling, and floor of polished black obsidian or some kind of black stone that's like obsidian anyway. The material doesn't seem to be normal. As you look at it, it looks less like obsidian stone and more like some strange material. Once again, much like the walls that you guys have been looking at, they have thin lines of purple, like plum color, lilac, violet, just about every imaginable shade of purpley vein can be seen twisting in and out almost. And as you stare at it or you look at it for any length of time, it's almost like the lines begin to move, almost as if they're alive, thin worms within the stone, kind of moving around and whatnot. There's like busted up furniture and whatnot. You can see there is a door along the east wall up toward the north edge that exits out of here. Who knows what this room may have once been, based on the fact that the material of the walls and floor and everything is so different. It probably held some sort of significance, but whatever was there now is gone because the stench of troll is extremely thick in this room. The furnishings that once were in this room are now vast heaps of sticks, leaves, rags, clothing, pillows, and so forth, stuffed in the southwest corner. There are stacked crates and planks on the west wall to form some sort of a table, and there's a heap of wood, looks like old furniture, broken boxes, even tree limbs, etc., piled against the north wall next to the fireplace. Near the exit door that I told you about, there are several thick spears, probably about 8 foot long. They're just there's like 4 of them, or 5 of them just sort of leaning up against the wall, probably used by, again, the trolls and maybe even the giants while they were here.
They would count as long spears would reach.
Yeah, if they're wielded by a human, yeah, I would say that you can definitely get a reach on them.
She'll collect one.
Okay.
Reach is always useful to have.
Yep. But other than that, there doesn't, like I said, this looks like a nest down here where the troll used to sleep, some kind of a table stuff up here, and then up here there's a fireplace and there's all this broken wood and stuff right there.
And what about in this room here?
Looking in that room, the floor and ceiling of the 20 by 30 room are of a translucent stone, the color of amethyst. So again, it's another strange looking room that's very different from all the other rooms that you guys have been in. So it seems that this wing or this area of the temple was probably used by the more powerful, if not the leaders of the temple when it was in its prime. But anyway, the floor and ceiling of this 20 by 30 room are of a translucent stone, the color of amethyst. It's certainly not amethyst, but the effect is striking nonetheless. The polished black walls repeat the lilac gleams of light reflected off the floor and arched ceiling. Even though the room is striking, you have this sort of uneasiness that sort of washes over you as you're standing there. It's almost like you're intruding on some place that you're not supposed to be. Once again, the smell of troll is very strong in this area, and you can see there are actually a couple heaps of trash and broken up furniture and barrels and whatnot in the room as well. Bueller. Anybody want to do anything?
No. I don't think we're doing anything in this particular room. I will go ahead and look around though.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
There it is. Investigation.
By the way, which room? Are you talking the smaller room here or the bigger room you're in now?
Need 2 checks for both.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a check for each room. I just want to know what you're checking.
Okay. So I'm in the big room right now.
Okay. Yeah, searching around, you don't find much. You can find a couple stray coins lying about here and there. But other than that, I'll just say that you find 5 gold coins just kind of scattered on the floor in and amongst the trash of the large room. But other than that, you don't find anything.
And then searching the second room.
All right. Searching in the second room, yeah, you don't find anything. You poking through the heaps that look to be beds or whatever they are, does not appear to be anything worthwhile. The barrels look to be in pretty good shape, along with the couple of the crates. Looks like maybe there were goods that were captured from one of the caravans. They do have Ketite markings on them, although one of the crates has a Paranland marking on it. So they're obviously probably not from the same caravan, but yeah, other than that, you don't really find anything worthwhile.
All right. Looks like we're at an impasse here. At this point, it's just time to go.
So I will say there was one area that you guys did find that you never did explore. I don't know if you guys want to go there, but as you recall, you found that secret room, and in that secret room, it had a 5-foot wide hole in the floor with a metal ladder leading down into darkness. And you sent
Yeah.
Rilo down there, and Rilo, I can't remember if Rilo came back or not, but when you went down there, he came back because it was extremely cold, and he came back up.
Yeah. He couldn't go down any further, and he had to come back up.
Yep.
I would like to check it out.
It's up
Do
to you
need some
guys.
winter clothing for that?
That's this one right here in the middle, like behind the middle.
Yeah, it's right here.
Where you're pointing.
Yep. Yep. You guys found a matter of fact, you
That's
came
right.
out.
Yeah, we had the cloaks.
You had the
So
secret
the
door
cloaks allowed us
here.
to ignore the temp.
You had a secret door here, and you had a secret door here, and yeah. Wait, I'm sorry, like here and then over here. There were a couple of secret doors that you guys managed to find that led into those.
I guess we'll go check those out then.
Nobody else is coming with you also.
Oh, there's an extra pillar there. Okay. Now, if I recall, there was a really nasty mold in this room here.
Correct.
Oh no, black mold.
So we need to go
Brown
to this.
mold. Yep.
How do I get over there?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out too.
Go down to here.
Yeah, you have to go down to the south into the temple room, and then go back to get back into the temple.
Yep, you go down here. Then you need to go over here.
Yep, and you have to go through the center because there's a railing there. You can't walk through the railing. You got to walk through the break in the railing. There you go.
You could if it was a T1000.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are a T1000, are we?
So there was a door over here?
There was a secret door that you guys found right here, and the one that they went through is over here.
I'm not seeing the flashes.
Yeah, it's because it's on the other side.
Oh.
On that side, there's a secret door like right there.
Okay. Found you.
All right.
For Ragnar Tarikas, just head straight down, straight right to hit the columns.
I don't know. The problem is I'm using a laptop, and this Rolls One or Forge absolutely hates scrolling with a laptop.
It's all right, dude. I got you.
Now head, yep, all the way to there. Yep, you got it. And then go straight up and then to the right room, rightmost corner of the right room, and there's a little 4x4 you can, 10x10 you can flip into.
All right, come in here.
Who's climbing down the hole first?
Well, Corvin was the one that had the cloak, wasn't he?
I think all you guys had
what-
cloaks.
Yeah, I'm wearing mine right now.
Yeah, I don't think my light is working.
Okay, good. That does stop.
Yeah. Like, what the heck? The heck was that?
I just know that you guys were hesitant. You guys were hesitant on putting the cloak on because you thought it might be cursed, and I was just like, I'm gonna wing it.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, so
to be
really
fair, it is
quick.
a cloak to an evil god.
Yeah, really quick. Let me go back, and I want to kind of go over this because I know that nobody ever takes good notes. So I am going to.
It's been a hot minute too.
Yep, it has been a hot minute. So let me go through to give you guys.
Actually, it's technically been a really cold minute.
Let me see if I can find.
I'm not apologizing.
Yep. If I can find the descriptions. All right. So, first of all, where you guys in this room over here on the right hand side, in that room, you guys found a closet containing 3 strange hooded robes of deep purple, 2 iron thuribles with iron chains, and an iron box.
Oh, look, Iron Mate flails.
Yeah. When you opened up the box, I believe, I forget, you used a knock spell to open it, right? I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah. Inside.
Yeah.
Inside the box, you had 18 small black globes. Now, the black globe, Hygel tested. He opened up one of the thuribles, put the black ball into it, and lit it. And essentially, it's one of the swinging incense things, right? So that's what it is. It's an iron hand or iron bar with a chain on it, and it's got a little fancy incense holder at the bottom. That's what the thurible is, right? So it held the incense in it, and he tested it, and that's essentially what it was. And it gave off a really smelly incense when he burned it. So that's what you guys found in that one. When you went over to the other room on the other side, make sure I'm looking at the right number. Yeah. In the other room, you found 4 more robes, just like in the first room. They're all super oversized to the point that when you pull the hood down, it completely covers your head. And actually, the hood itself goes past your shoulders and down around your chest. And it forms kind of a triangle in the front and a triangle in the back. It's a separate hood. It's not connected. But it's just this big, huge, floppy, pointed hood that goes over you. And it completely covers your head, neck, and really part of your shoulders and your chest and back. And then the robe itself is like a child wearing his dad's clothes, with the robes that hang down off your hands and they go down around your feet and whatnot. In fact, Hygel trying to wear it, you guys actually had to hike them up way, way, way so that they'd even fit anywhere near. But anyway, along with that, in that room, you found 4 iron holders. They're kind of like long triangular bars with like a hole at the end of it to put something in. And you found this iron horn set up on the shelf that I don't remember who took that. And then inside you found another box that was a little bigger than the other rooms. And inside you found 24 sorry, just reading here. 24 cones of dull black material. Kind of looked like an ice cream cone. It was sort of tapered at or pointed at the one end and rounded at the top, but they fit perfectly into those iron holders that I said, right? So it's like you're holding this iron bar that's kind of long and it's tapered and it's got a hole at the end that you can stick one of these pieces of material in. And the material is very much like the incense, a little bit different, but it's very similar to the incense. Now, you guys never did light these, but at the same time, you can tell that the black material fits in the end of the iron bar. So there's 18 balls of incense on the eastern one. There's 24 bars of this black material that fit in the iron holders in the left-hand one. And again, 7 robes total. And then there's the weird iron horn that you guys found. So other than that, that's what you guys found. Now here in the center or in the and the floor is a 5-foot square shaft. You can see that there are heavy brass rungs spaced about a foot apart that allow you to climb down like a ladder down into the darkness. So that is where we are now.
Well, I guess we'll start climbing down. I'm wearing my cloak already. So
You guys
just
watch
in case
as
it helps with anything.
you guys watch as Hygel once again dons himself in the oversized robe, looking rather comical. The slits barely fit over your eyes, Hygel, but it is enough for you to see. But looking down, you can only see about 5 feet into the darkness before you can't see anything further. You see about 5 or 6 of the.
Raldo.
Go ahead.
Raldo will climb into his hood and wrap around and hang up around his shoulders. To be with him. And
gotcha.
Raldo, Hygel's, yeah. Presuming that inside the cloak he will be fine. If he isn't, he'll just come back up.
Okay. So Tarikas.
But Nyla will not put it on because she has bad memories with potentially cursed items.
Okay. No problem. So Hygel, you gonna climb down?
Yes, I am.
Like it. No guts, no glory. Make sure that. Here.
I get impaled on the way down because spikes just come out of the wall.
I had to put Raldo on the other map as well. You begin to climb down. You see that each one of the rungs is made of brass or bronze of some material. It's aged and worn. Your hands, as you grab a hold, it's like wearing a pair of socks on a slick piece of metal, and it's difficult, to say the least, with the thickness of this robe, to grab a hold of the bar. But grab a hold of the bar you do, and you begin to slowly descend, and you count your steps as you go 1, 2, 3. Everybody watching sees Hygel disappear after about the 6th or 7th rung. Hygel is no longer visible, although you can hear his heavy breathing as he exerts himself to hold on to the bars to begin moving his way down. You can feel a sudden shift in the temperature, Hygel, as it becomes chilly. Your breathing in the hood escapes the bottom because there is no mouth, right? But just the eye slits. The breath that you breathe out sort of escapes around the bottom of the robe, and you can see it frosting as you begin to climb down. 70, 80. The temperature continues to drop, but luckily or magically or demonically, the warmth of the robe keeps you comfortable, even though you can tell outside the robe the temperature is frigid. 200, 300, 333 rungs later, you finally reach the bottom, and you find yourself in a 10-foot wide hallway leading to the south. It's pitch black down here. Even your vision granted to you by the gods to be able to see in darkness, you can only see about 5 feet in front of your face. Such is the inky darkness and the unnatural cold that fills this place. Raldo, is sort of uncomfortably squirming underneath the robe, but Raldo is fine. What do you want to do?
So can Raldo understand me to send back messages?
No.
Yeah. Nilo is actively using Raldo's perceptions for her own, so she's kind of just sitting there using them.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's 333 feet away from you, so you can.
I can't.
You know where she is, but you can't talk or communicate. And I'm going to say that you realize that she's out of range about halfway, less than halfway through his climb.
Got it. All right.
Can I let Raldo know, essentially tell the group what's down here, the room description, and then let them know that I highly suggest that they wear the robes because it is extremely cold and it's the only thing that's keeping me warm.
Raldo's like,
So-
walking back and forth on you.
He can't leave.
He's like, yep. He's like, and he just sort of climbs around and sort of puts his face against yours, looking out the eye slits. You have no idea.
Hyjal knows how
No, he
familiar
doesn't.
works, and
Well, now Hyjal's never had one, and Hyjal doesn't know Raldo. He just knows that Raldo's a little dragon sitting on his shoulder, or owl.
Let's see if I have it. What would you say? You said 333 steps.
Yep. Each step each rung was 1 foot apart, and you climbed down 333 rungs.
Trying to see if I have anything that can send a message.
Okay. Magic missile.
Doesn't look like I do. I was thinking about just shooting a fireball or firebolt.
Problem is, the range
Just
is only
up the
120 feet.
would we
But-
see the light?
Yeah,
No.
we see it because it's about
Well,
halfway.
you can try.
Yeah, I want to shoot a fireball, or I don't want to say fireball. I don't want you to think it's fireball. I want to shoot a firebolt up
I'm gonna
the
cast the
shaft that
fire.
came down, and hopefully the group realizes it's a signal to come down.
All right. Firebolt. I'm gonna double check the range. Right.
120 feet.
It is 120 feet. Yep. All right. So, as you gear up, make sure you keep track of your cantrips. As you fire your cantrip up, it goes as far as you can go. As soon as it leaves your hand, it goes up about, you can see maybe 30 feet, and then the light of the bolt disappears. You can sense it because of the magic, how that it went the full distance, but after about 40 or so feet, it was completely out of your vision. Give me a perception check with disadvantage, everybody up top.
Somebody pass, please.
Just waiting on Ragnar.
Ragnar.
Still with us, Ragnar?
Martin,
If you're talking, you're not talking. It's all right. I'll roll for him. Back to Ragnar. And perception. Oh, and he had rolled a nat 20, but he can only see 10 feet anyway. Unfortunately,
here.
nobody sees anything. However, Ragnar and Corvin hear something like a. That's about it.
well, whatever you said, we didn't pick it up, but
Yeah.
there's a possibility that Ragnar might recognize the same sound as my firebolt.
Like a
Yeah,
Corvin.
like he might be able to recognize the sound.
Corvin, give me an Arcana check, please. Yeah. Nope. All right.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
As Ragnar, both of you heard something though. You're not sure what it was, but you definitely heard something, like almost like an arrow sound, like. So, not sure what that may have meant. Want somebody drop a coin down there? Hear if it tinkles.
Well, if they heard something,
They did.
yeah, they heard something. I didn't, but they would have said something. They heard something. They can't figure out what it is. I will recall Raldo,
Okay.
since I can't use his.
As
senses.
yours, does he have to be in range for you to recall?
Do not believe so. Let me double check. Just to
Yeah,
make sure.
I don't think so either, but I want to make sure because this is getting interesting. Before I let you off the hook, I want to make sure it's. Yep, it does not say that it has to be within 100 feet, so I'm going to say yes because of the magical connection. Although you can't see through his senses, you can sense he's still on this plane, and you recall him. And poof,
I'm going to recall him, summon him back onto my arm
okay,
afterward. Because he's
and
not dead, I can just
correct.
bring him back.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, and suddenly
and I will
Raldo is
receive
right
the
there,
report.
and he tells you that very, very dark, very, very cold, very, very far down.
That's very, very cool.
All right.
Little
Let me
one,
put this thing on.
little one casts spell, not see light from fire.
Can I send my
Okay,
spider
that's
down there?
It'll be the same exact thing. But yes, you could.
Yes, you could if you wanted to.
I think he has night sight or something.
Yep.
Yeah, I will.
You guys watch as Nilo begins to put on the robes.
Begrudgingly so.
Dum. Give me a wisdom saving throw against the curse. No, just kidding.
Don't do that to me.
Talk to Hygel about cursed items in our other game. It was pretty good, I thought. So.
Don't worry, it's not cursed.
Oh, the Strahd ones?
Yeah. It was perfect.
I was like, I knew there was something fishy. You gave us too good of stuff.
Yep. I gave, just as a side note, I gave Josh's character, who's a cleric, he has a belt of the martyr. So once or twice a day or whatever it was, as a reaction, if one of his friends get hit, he can half the damage, I think. Is that what I said? He can reduce the damage by half. So if they take a damage, he can say as a reaction, I want to reduce that damage by half. And he was all excited about that. And then he used it, and then he realized he reduces the damage by half to his friend, but he takes full damage himself. So it was pretty cool.
I was about to say, it'd be like the Night Angel trilogy, where all the damage reflected to the thing you love, to the person you love the most.
Yep, that'd be funny too. But yeah, it was. Yeah, one of them he has a cloak of displacement, So all attacks are at all of the attacks are at disadvantage against him, unless it's an evil creature. Evil creatures get advantage on the attack. So I just thought it was funny. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's back to this game. So, as Nilo, as you put on the robes, you find that they are a little bit uncomfortably warm. They are definitely retaining your body heat to the point where you, before you even finish putting it all the way on, you can feel the sweat begin to trickle down your arms, tickling the hairs, trickling down the middle of your back.
These aren't magical robes. They're just freaking 10 layers of wool.
Yep, exactly. All right.
With heating cords running through them.
Yep. So you have the robes on now. You're going to climb down as well.
Yep, I will climb down.
All right. Nilo climbs. You guys watch as Nilo begins to traipse her way. I'm assuming Raldo is with you underneath your.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Begins to traipse her way down, much like Hygel. After about 5 or not even 10 feet, she disappears into the inky darkness. As you begin to descend, Nilo, you find that the robes become a little more comfortable with regards to the heat around you, because it appears as if heat is being sucked away into the chillness of the inky black air that you are descending through. Counting down, you find, much like Hygel, you find yourself 300 steps down, and or 333 rungs down. You finally reach the bottom. You can barely see, but standing here about 5 feet away is Hygel. And Hygel, you hear Nilo before you see her, and as you step back and look, you can see the dark form of one of your companions coming down. You're unsure which, because they are completely shrouded in this robe, but based on the size, it has to be probably Nilo, because Tarikas has heavier armor, and it's obviously not Ragnar, and Corvin is much too thin. So just by sheer deductive reasoning, you assume it is Nilo, and then all of a sudden you see a movement on the shoulder, and you realize that there is a familiar under the robe with her.
Hygel plays Goldilocks.
Yeah. It is pitch black down here. You can only see maybe 5 feet in front of you. So it is pretty dark.
Welcome to the party.
Hello. All right, let's go find whatever is the end of this and get this over with. The shorter, the sooner I can get this off, the better.
Yeah.
So hopefully we wait for the rest of our group to maybe follow us down there. Or
Were the others
can...
gearing up with me, or was it only me?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for you guys to tell me what you want to do. I'm only going based on what you said.
I didn't want to.
Nope.
I couldn't get an edge in.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I would have been garbing up and going down as well.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. As Corvin, you make your way down, and much as I said, applies to all of or you as well. Feeling the heat when you first put it on begins to get a little more manageable as you work your way down. And at the bottom you find Nilo, and Hygel.
I would
So-
like to do an experiment.
Mhm.
I'm going to reach my arm out, and I'm going to see if it is still warm outside of the robe,
Okay.
and if not, how long it takes for it to get cold.
Okay. Let me see here. Sorry, I have to look. I have to go down to. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, I don't even have a chance to snap. I don't even have a chance to snap it back, huh?
Nope.
I'm good at those, but
Where are we? All right, damn it. Why is it not? I had read something and I'm just trying to find where the hell it is. Do. All right. Sorry, give me a second. I had all this like right here open, ready to go. Oh, there it is. Do. What did you roll? Soft 20? Ooh, so close.
I rolled a 20.
Oh, so close.
30-20.
Yep, so close. As you open the robe, the air is like frigidly cold. And as soon as you sort of reach out, almost like your hand is covered in frostbite and you jerk it back, but too late as you suffer 2 hit points of cold damage from just sticking your hand out slightly.
Did you already inflict that on me?
I did not. I did not. You have to pull it off.
Okay. Yep. Do not put your hand out of those robes. Do not open your robes at all. Everything must stay within the robes the entire time. Ow.
That's gonna make things difficult.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put the robe on too.
Okay.
Keep
Can I put on 2 robes?
movements to a minimum.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Can I put on 2 robes?
No. Well, you could if you want, but it's very, very bulky just putting on the one.
Was there a robe for our friend that's going to be stuck up there?
There's 7 robes total. There's
Yeah.
less than 7 of us, so yes.
Yeah.
But that's
Okay.
if
Yeah.
he wants to come down at
Yeah,
all.
he was not planning on coming down.
We'll tell him. Somebody tell him that we think we see his gear down here.
No,
Can't lie.
no. He's gonna know we're lying. And when he gets down there, he can't
Right.
see shit.
All right.
Well, that's
All
why I
right.
say we think your gear might be here.
Ragnar, you coming down with us, or you're not with us anymore, or I'm not sure.
Let me check with him real quick.
He may have fallen asleep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. To make sure of. All right. As the remainder of you work your way down. Oops, I forgot to. Guess I should put this guy down here too. Make sure that Tarikus has his spider with him. As you guys move down, sort of everybody getting out of each other's way as you move down, it's very, very, very dark. You can't hardly see anything. Hang on a second. I have to fix something here. Where is Hilo? I forgot to do this guy. Token vision. Date. Close. Sorry, I'm updating all of the tokens. If you would give me a second. Here and then All right. As you guys can only see about 5 or so feet in front of you in the pitch black, inky darkness, you can see that there is a hallway running straight ahead. Where do we want to go?
I'm gonna cast light.
Okay.
It was already casted earlier.
Yeah,
should
but
still be active.
it's not down here though. So just cast it without the
Oh yeah.
without the without
Resource?
using a spell slot. Yeah. Cast it? No? Yes?
Wow, even with 60 range of dark vision, I can only see 10.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty
That's
cool.
loud.
Did it make
Yeah,
that sound
but
effect too?
yeah, but give me a second here because your light. Where is it? Do.
Should be 60, and every 20 it's like.
Do. Even though you cast light, it barely extends out any further than you guys could already see. Maybe a couple extra feet are added on by the light given off by Tarikas's spell, but not that much more. But it helps a little bit. Maybe an extra 5 feet or so. So you can see 10 feet now instead of
Perhaps I need to make. Maybe maybe you want me to cast daylight.
Yeah, but daylight doesn't move.
Let's see.
So save that spell for when we need it.
Oh yeah. Okay. You're right. It doesn't move.
So you begin as you guys clamber down the shaft and you at last reach the bottom. There's a low passage leading south, so you obviously don't have much trouble deciding on where to go. It's kind of disturbing to note that your light sources are very poor now with less than half the illumination that they would normally shed above. It isn't the air because even the magical light cast by Tarikas doesn't give off hardly anything. It's like you cast the spell, Tarikas, and the light at first was pretty bright, and then after a couple seconds you watch as it begins to fade and fade as if the darkness is pressing down upon it, closing it around you until it gets to what you have right now. What do we want to do?
I want to light a candle to see if that helps.
Okay. Doesn't help any more than your light spell does. No light is really being given off here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna extinguish the candle then.
Okay.
Save it for later.
All right. Where to? It's your adventure, guys. Where do you want to go? Okay.
We go forward.
All right.
Nyla will take the lead, and I'm carrying Tarikas with me.
I guess. I don't know where I'm at. Oh, there I am.
Yeah, like I said, I was carrying you with me. Sean, you mind putting Rado up top?
Up top where?
Oh, above the other tokens. Yeah.
Hang on a sec. I can't.
That way it doesn't get hidden underneath everyone else.
Yeah, hang on a
Corbin
sec.
Muth is on top of there.
All right, hang on. The only way for me to do that is to delete Raldo.
Delete and throw it back on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corbin,
right.
let me take the lead in case there's something up ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
As you guys move to the south, and before you go too far, just make sure that. Why is it showing the entire map like that? Oh, damn it! I did it again. Sorry, hang on.
Yeah, vision. Sorry, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, vision's all fucked up.
Yeah, I gotta fix it. It's all right. And let me do this. Okay, sorry. Anyway, as you guys move to the south, you come to about 40 feet to the south. The 10-foot wide walls of rough black volcanic stone widen here where 4 passages meet. The ceiling height is maybe 10 to 12 feet from that you can see. But you can see that it actually domes higher than that, but you can't really see. You're not really sure. Maybe there's a ceiling up there 15, 20 feet, but it's difficult to tell as dark as this place is. As you enter the area, there is a strange iron gonging sound that occurs, and then everything goes silent for just a second. Before you, the walls of this intersection, the 4 little corners, if you will, seem to waver and shimmer and turn into a purplish color. A voice of the deepest bass that you can imagine speaks out of nowhere. Look above to know your fate. It's almost impossible to resist an upward glance, and suddenly you can see the ceiling is not just a ceiling, but it's transparent, a seemingly infinite purple. Swimming through this universe of violet hues are glowing black runes. You're not even sure what the runes are, but it's almost like you know exactly what they say. Those who I find unfit, I place on my left. The next rune coming across says, those who succeed, I place on my right. And the last rune comes across, the chosen may come before me. As all of these runes pass and it sort of dawns on you what you're looking at and what is being said, it all fades away into nothingness as once again you are staring up at an inky blackness, barely able to see the ceiling if it's still there.
Perhaps now is the time to cast sunlight.
No, wait. Probably should have taken a long rest before we came down here.
I don't think we had the time for that. I don't think enough time had passed before we could.
We don't need a rest.
You don't need no sneaking rest. All right, as Hygel disappears from view, heading down one of the passageways.
I yell back, follow me this way.
Which way is this way?
I come back slightly so they see where I went.
I listen forward.
Wait. It said those who fail go left, those who succeed go right, and those who are chosen goes before him, right? That's what you said?
Essentially, yeah. Those whom I find unfit, I place on my left. Then those who succeed, I place on my right. The chosen may come before me.
Okay. Is there any symbology on these walls or up above that dictates that that point of view?
No, you notice though that the hallways are very rough, and they look very sharp, like sharp volcanic protrusions and rocks, almost like needles. Thousands and thousands of rock-like needles are sticking off the edges. Hygel, give me a dexterity saving throw, DC 9, please. As you move down the hallway, Hygel, you realize how close to the wall that you got, and your part of your robe at the very bottom scrapes it, and it literally tears a section of your robe, and you feel a blast of cold air shoot up. But fortunately, you managed to clamp down where the tear was before any real harm occurred, but the frigid air made it through the robe where the tear was. And as you look, you step away a little bit from the edge of the tunnel, getting a good look at it. And as I said, very sharp edges of the hallways. They're not smooth. The floor itself is smooth as glass, but the edges of the walls are very rough and jagged, easy to catch your robes on, especially since they're so bulky and they don't fit you closely.
I yell out, "My arse!"
My arse!
I feel like that riddle. They could be tricking us.
We need to be careful. That was. I don't think that was I don't think that was simply a riddle. I think that was a declaration. But I have no perspective.
I think we need.
Is this something we want to deal with? This is Tharizdun's temple.
Yeah, we should be called the chosen ones because we made it this far, so we're probably the chosen ones.
So maybe we go straight down.
Yeah, why not? Well, it sounds like we're gonna have to go
Or we
straight.
could do what my in-person game does, is let the dice decide.
Without the perspective, I don't want to even look at the left or right option because I don't know which way that it's talking about. I don't know if it's from ours or their own.
What if you send Raldo down there? See how far it goes.
I can't. He'll immediately die.
Roll those sickle.
Guess we're going straight down then.
Yep.
All right. As you guys begin to move south, you see that the room to the south, as it opens before you, is a little less dark in here than behind. It's almost as if it's a little easier to view in this chamber. As you step in, you come into an octagonal shaped room, probably 40 feet across and almost as high. I'm going to adjust everybody's sight just so you can actually see the actual room.
The octagon.
Yeah. Hygel, your vision, was it 60 or 120? I think it's 120 on this dark vision. I'm going to give it to you anyway. Nilo, yours is 120, I know. And Ragnar's still 10, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, let me give you a quick description here. This place is around 40 feet across and almost as high. The rough igneous rock from which the chamber was hewn is featureless except for inlaid stone symbols on each wall surface, with the exception of obviously where you guys came in. So each one of the 8, or should say each one of the 7 other wall faces has some sort of a inlaid stone symbol. The symbols you recognize as the familiar two-step pyramid reversed. Other than that, the room itself is featureless.
I'm gonna ritual cast detect magic.
Okay? As you spend the next 10 minutes or so looking to... Nope.
Welcome.
As you are standing there detecting, you get a faint bit of really strange sort I'm looking for. There's enchantment and there's abjuration. There is maybe almost every type of school of magic sort of emanating from this entire place.
It's not emanating from all the skeletons, is it?
Do we notice any like markings on the walls or anything?
Yeah, so I said each one of the walls has a inscribed stone symbol. The same symbol that you guys have seen is one of the symbols of Tharizdun. It's in the double pyramid inverted. So yeah, it's pretty strange in this place.
Well, while he's doing his ritual casting, can I inspect the room for like hidden doors or?
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, please.
Okay. Figure I might as well do something while he's fiddling around. Investigation.
Assist. I will assist for advantage.
Nice. So, as you're investigating the room, you don't find anything hidden, but it seems to you, it doesn't make sense to you to have an empty room with these stone symbols carved on them. Each one is exactly like the rest. In fact, you notice that they're perfectly centered from top to bottom, side to side. Each one is an equidistant triangle. It's like they are perfectly carved in here. It's obvious that this room served some purpose. It doesn't look like anybody's been down here for centuries, and yet there's nothing in here. So take that for what it's worth.
Fine use of a 20.
I'm just gonna yell out, "Who was the voice that was speaking to us?"
As you say it, it sort of echoes just for a second, and it's almost like it dies in the air. It's like it's not even like a full echo. It's like a thud. It's like you're yelling against frigid air, and the sound doesn't carry the weight that it normally would.
Trying to think of this puzzle. We are the chosen ones. At least we think we are. But maybe we need to prove ourselves first before we come to this room. And once we prove ourselves.
Yeah, we made all the giants.
Yeah, Tarikas, give me a perception check.
Okay. We'll go gadget perception.
All right. You perceive nothing.
As I perceived.
Huh.
Perceivified. Can my spider perceive?
No. It's
Don't you have Don't you have a bunch of advantage tokens to use?
No.
Actually, yes.
I thought you had a ton.
2-2.
No, I mean I had a +4 because my wisdom is like 19, but
No, you have the largest stockpile of token advantages
like
out of all of us.
Tarikas, as you're standing there, as you're standing there, Tarikas, suddenly you feel this raking claw hit you from behind, but fortunately it doesn't pierce your armor. And you hear a hissing sound, and as you turn, you see this shadowy demonic form behind you. Everybody roll initiative.
I say, run,
Oh,
it's
shit.
I've never been married in this. Do I need to roll for my familiars? Or do they just
No, they go on yours.
Hold on, Corbin, is
What's
that roll correct?
What?
Corvin's roll. Are you supposed to have a +12?
You roll 2 20s.
No, he's rolling at advantage, which he might have an ability for that, but he gets a +12.
Plus 12.18 really, but yeah, he gets 4, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So I forget all. He gets his initiative, he gets his dexterity, he gets a whole bunch of whatever. So
yeah. Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Yep.
I have special hatred for shadow demons. My freaking paladin died from level 1 because of one of those guys.
Oh wait, that's you.
Yeah, man, that's me.
Oh, like, dang, that's a nice.
Yeah,
like
I
that
need
color.
to. Yeah, thank you. Remove combatant. Tarikas, it doesn't have your initiative yet.
Just rolled. It's 17.
Oh, you know why? Because you rolled an insight check. You didn't roll a initiative.
Sorry.
That's okay. Got a good insight though. You realize that there's a shadow demon there. All right.
No need to roll religion anymore. You know what it is.
Yep, exactly. All right, Corvin, you hear a little bit shout of surprise coming from behind you, and you turn to look during your investigative process, and you see this. It's difficult to see because this creature is dark and shadowy, much like the air around you guys is black, so it blends in. However, you can see this demonic creature behind Tarikas.
Tarikas, now is the time to use daylight. I cast stun.
You with us, Corbin?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was muted. Tarikas, behind you. And I will plug an arrow at it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I have any of my free cast of Hunter's Mark.
Did my
left.
training assist the arrow as he shoots it?
I had
I rolled my hand and force it even stronger.
a friend of mine. He had a character in the game where he got amplifying. He amplified his magic, and all he did was cast light spell. And it was the power of like a one of those giant lumen flashlights, like the big ones that you see in YouTube videos that they make for fun. But it was in a radius around him.
Yes, as a 20, as a 27 hits.
All right. So that is a +4 my sneak attack. It's a D6, and then where is that other thing? I was just looking at it. Dread Ambusher, yeah. Dreadful Strike. So that's plus 3d6 for damage.
Nice. Okay. Did you not? Why did it not? Hang on a second. I hit apply. You did 14 damage.
Was I not selected on it?
Apparently not. Wait, which one are you? Which token or which color are you? You the red? Yeah, you did not select on it. That's why. That's okay. I'll go ahead and manually
Sorry, I
take it
thought I
off.
had-
That's all right. I'll manually take it off. It was 14. Nice. Cool. Is that it for you?
That's it for me.
All right. Everybody needs to. You need to deselect the creature. Whoever has it selected. All right. So as a bonus action, taking the hide action. So he is. Oh, that's not very good. All right. So. So right now, Corvin is the only one that can. You guys, first of all, as you watch, as the arrow hits it and it sort of shudders for a second, and as a bonus action, it fades into the darkness. Everybody else misses where he goes as he fades into the darkness. Although Corvin, you can see where he is moving to or has moved to, as it comes up. And now, because it gets advantage because he's invisible, as a 23 as he strikes Nilo. I'm just going to put him where he's at, but
Ow. Well, I was going to say that Rallo would go full, look out where he might have gone, but I didn't even get a chance to do that.
Yep. You got what because it's not it's your passive perception, right? So on your turn, you can have Raldo as an action do a perception check, and you'll have to beat a 16 in order to detect where it's at. But that's going to be Raldo's action to do that. Wouldn't be able to fly around and disrupt, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know what? Does that make sense?
His passive is a 15, so he wouldn't be able to tell me it.
Right.
Said yeah, I understand what you mean. His passive is a 15, though.
Yeah.
So,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Reference.
Yep. Anyway. And so first. Okay. I just want to know what that was. All right. Cool. So anyway, Nilo suffers 22 hit points of damage as this thing's claw rails through her. Oh, crap. I forgot to begin combat. Damn it. Okay. That was my fault. And the demon's already gone. And Tarikas, you are up.
I go like in Constantine, bring the light forward. I cast Sunblast or whatever it's called. Let me see what it's called. Daylight, I think it's called.
Sorry, I'm going to have to move this thing out of it a little bit. It actually should be right there. So it was actually partially in the wall. That was my fault.
I call it daylight.
Okay. Casting that as one of your spells or an item?
Yeah, spell.
Yeah, it's a additional spell. It's actually it's from daylight's from the drift globe that you've got. Because you guys took the drift globe from Adam's character, Pravisco.
Yeah, that's right. The Adrifko can actually cast daylight.
And he actually has daylight as a regular spell as well, so you can cast it either way. You can take out the drift globe. You want the globe? All right, so go ahead and at the bottom of your spells it says additional spells. Just cast it off that, and I'll have to make sure that I get the drift globe added. Oh, it's added to your sheet already. Yeah, that's the one thing I forgot. We need to go ahead. I created a drift globe token on the old game, but when I rebuilt the game, I never re-added the drift globe. So anyway, let's go ahead and cast it just like you're casting a spell, but just cast it off that bottom one so you don't use a spell slot.
Okay, and then do I just place a template? So
Yep.
Sick.
everything's red.
Yeah, you can change the color, but as you
I see the light.
as you cast the daylight and it begins blazing, you watch as the demon like moves and it's trying to I see no place in the light to get away from. As you can see, it immediately becomes uncomfortable, and even worse, you see another one at the north end of the passage. But as soon as it sees the light, it begins to head back or head to the east out of the light.
Now, Sean,
Yep.
correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not saying Nilo knows this. Now, I believe that they actually took penalties when in bright light like this. Was one of those penalties the stripping of their of stripping of any resistances? I don't know, but I remember stuff similar to that being on their old sheet, and I want you to just double check to make sure that's a thing or isn't a thing.
It's not.
Okay.
They suffer penalties, but they don't take anything adverse like that.
Okay.
All
I
right.
wasn't sure.
Nope. Tarikas, is that it for you?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right. Ragnar, are you back yet?
Oh, are you going? He never answered my ping or nothing.
I don't know.
I'm here.
He's back.
Oh, you are?
Yep, he's back. You are up.
I don't think that mob's right here, right?
Yep. "13 misses." 13 misses. Second attack, that hits. The crit. Oh, and he maxes damage. Nice. So you slam into the creature.
That's the way to do it.
Anything else?
Not sure, my turn.
All right. Hygel. Oh no! Crit miss. Crit miss. As your firebolt
I can't use
blasts.
a thing.
What's that?
I can't use one of the advantage things to re-roll, right?
You can. You can do a new attack. Just do your without consuming.
Well, it's a cantrip anyway. But yeah.
You have 2 left. That hits. 26 hits. Nice for 6 hit points of damage.
Need more.
Is that it for you?
And that's it.
All right, Nilo, you're up.
Mm-hmm. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Yeah. This thing needs to go. I'm gonna cast a booming blade.
Okay.
So I'm not going to activate the spell yet. I will use this to use that though. It's because I'm not. The reason I'm not gonna activate the spell yet is because I have to actually hit for it to do something. So,
Okay.
swing with my dagger.
Miss.
Swing with my dagger again as a bonus action.
That hits. Damage. Activate booming blade.
Now, if he moves from that spot, or if he moves 5 foot in any direction,
Yep.
he gets hit. So while his ability to teleport will not trigger it, if he moves after he teleports, it will.
Okay. Cool. Is that it for you?
Yep.
Corvin, you up?
Okay then. Let's go and let's see. Measure the distance here. 20. Yeah, move over there. Move. Nope, don't measure. Move. Okay, and I'm going to target him this time. And fire an arrow at him. Blink.
16 hits.
Right on. Alright, let's roll for some beautiful damage.
Not too shabby. 16. Is that it for you?
Can't complain. Yeah, that'll be it for me.
All right. As the demon takes aim, wringing its claws down upon Nilo. Hey, either way, it hits with a
Thanks for looking
21.
at the second attack.
Hits with a 21. Nilo suffers 14 hit points of damage. That's it for me. Tarikus, you are up again.
So who was all damaged? Just Nilo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Me.
How bad are you hurt?
Oh no, sorry. I thought you said done damage. Not take damage.
Yeah, I'm at a third of my health.
Okay.
I probably don't want to take. I don't want to take a crit.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move forward. I'm going to heal him. do. Since you're hurt pretty bad. We'll make it second level. Okay. Here we go.
Yas.
Nice. So Nyla gets 28 hit points back.
All right, we got another 5 minutes before we hit a guaranteed ad break.
Let's go. Is that it for you, Tarikas?
Thank you, Tarikas.
Yeah, I think that's all I can do. Oh, yeah, that's all I can do.
All right. Ragnar, you up?
Let me see if I can smash him up a bit more.
Hits. Nice. 7 hit points of damage. Second attack misses.
I don't think it hits. No.
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
That's much.
Hygel, you're up.
Okey-dokey.
Ten misses. Oh, 19 hits. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. 19 hits.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. Sorry.
20. So just roll the.
I didn't mean I hit attack.
Yeah, so just do damage. Click damage. It'll be all right. Doesn't matter. They both hit. Nice. Would have been better if they would have both been 10s. Nice. Is that it for you,
Yeah, that's it.
Nilo?
Time to smack the shit out of this guy again.
It's soft 20. $15 misses. 10 misses. Oh, the 10 hit. Sorry. Okay, is that it for you?
The 10 was damaged.
Well, no, the.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the 15 misses. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Cool. Is that it? That it for you, Nilo?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Corbin?
Okay, let's go. Let us try to plick it with another arrow.
Double dog dare you. $15 misses. Nice try.
Oh, yeah.
My turn.
Yep.
As he targets Nilo once again. Let me see.
It really doesn't like me, huh?
Nope. Especially since I don't want to move. Oops. Well, that would have missed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
That
I'm not
effect
gonna...
is gone now. It doesn't just stay there. It only lasts a round, I
What?
believe. The booming blade.
Yeah, no, that's not it.
Does
But
it?
I'm just... He's not moving anyway, but I'm just saying is that attack missed anyway, and he attacks with disadvantage, so I don't need to roll again. Tarikas, you're up.
Okay. I will attack, I believe.
Hit Nilo.
I have
I'm tired of you hitting me. Hit Nilo.
Well, I think my strikes are blessed when they do divine strike. Is that right? Or is that, yeah, I think so. So I'm gonna hit it with a thingy-majig.
Blessed strike, you mean?
A blessed strike, I think.
Blessed strike is you have potent spell casting, which means you add your wisdom modifier to the damage you deal with any cleric cantrip. That's what blessed strike is. If you hit them with a cantrip, you can add an additional amount of damage equal to your wisdom modifier. So +4 or 5, whatever your wisdom is. Is that what you're
okay.
talking about?
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna cast a cantrip. I am going to cast. Let me target. Cast. Where is it? That's the wrong one. Spells. Word of Radiance, because it has radiant damage.
Ooh, nice.
I didn't do it. Oh yeah. So do I just hit
No,
damage or?
I got to do a Constitution saving throw for the demon. It does it at disadvantage because it's in daylight. Oh, failed either way. Go ahead and roll damage. Oof. As the radiant damage slams down onto this creature and you watch it hiss and howl in pain as the radiant energy burns it away, and whoof, just like that, the creature fades into nothingness as the last of the creature disappears, fading away into darkness, leaving you guys once again standing in this empty void, whatever this place is. And now that combat, I'm going to bring the creature back so you guys can all deselect them. Don't know. So go ahead and deselect the creature if you would. And then I'll hide him once again. Deselect, not select.
I did deselect. Hang on.
Hearn and Spartan are both still selecting him. Ragnar's still selecting the demon. Go ahead and deselect him. Hit the laptop with a hammer.
Donk.
Thank you. And with that, we shall take a break, shall we? What say you? Let's do that. Let us take a break, and I appreciate everybody that's hanging out with us. I know we've been gone a while, but you guys are all hardcore, man. I don't know what we do to deserve you guys, but man, it did it to me again, man. I am just gonna have to find another background music thingy instead of monkeys. Okay, here we go. All right, here, and I'm gonna close that. And we'll just listen to the ad. I tried logging in and it told me I was blocked because it won't let me log in through OBS apparently. So I don't know what I got to do to get this rectified, but it's really getting to be a pain in my butt. So anyway, I'm going to, let's set our timer for 15 minutes. And then 15 enough for you guys? We kind of went over a little bit, so
Yeah.
let's go ahead and take 15, get ourselves restocked. Appreciate you guys hanging with us. We will be back shortly.
Well, then I'll finish my Galactus.
Da-da-da. We're right.
All right, I'm back.
Hello. Trying to figure out why the sound is so low. Monkeys. It's like the SoundCloud isn't even playing. It's like I can barely hear it.
Oh, it's because you have the mixer low.
No.
OBS.
No, I don't. I've got it's like almost all the way up. And it hasn't changed. It's just like whatever it is coming from. I've got SoundCloud. I got like the volume from SoundCloud all the way up.
Check the speaker icon. Right click on the.
See, now it's coming in. For whatever reason, that song that was playing was really low, but this one now come in and it's coming in fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah. Huh. Just does not like me playing SoundCloud, I guess. Bizarre. Oops. Well, that was not good. Hate it when that happens. Let's not hit the right button next time, Sean, shall we?
That's right. Hit the left one.
Oh, so what it is? Okay. Do.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, I accidentally hit the button that shifted me over to my other games. Oh, yes, stuff. I was like, what'd I do?
So,
Oops.
where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no
OBS is
overdraft
weird
fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC. Taco Bell's all white meat crispy chicken nuggets are back, but that doesn't make us a chicken place. I mean, yes, everyone loved them, like a lot. That's why we brought them back, along with our signature dipping sauces. But the crispy golden breading
Weird.
is actually tortilla chips, which is very taco place. So we're still a taco place. You think of us as a taco place, right? Who are we? No, I mean, we're good. It's just nuggets. Just crispy chicken nuggets, only at Taco Bell. Your taco place. It's also a chicken place. It's also a taco place. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Are you meaning to stream all that, Pops?
Here we go. How about if I turn my mic on before I start talking? Hey, how about that? Welcome back, everybody, as we return to
Welcome to that.
Agora Quest. Yeah. But anyway, I was getting like a little baffled and confused here. I'm just trying to figure some stuff out. But I'll get figured out. So I'm going to fix that before it gets done. Hey, Monkey, I had a question about SoundCloud. Can you use artists' music to stream on you? Like, I know you gave me permission to use the ones, but like if I were to get a Go or Go Plus account or something like that, do you know, like, or do you have to, like, how does that work? Like, if I want to use, if I want to create a playlist or something like that of artists that are on SoundCloud, am I able to
Well, you'd have
play?
to. Yeah, you'd have to first look at the songs you want, and then you have to look at their
Yeah,
descriptions if they're
yeah,
like, and then if not, just ask them permission
yeah.
and tell them what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, what I would do is I would just, what I want to do is I want to create an account and then I'm going to create a playlist and add songs to it that I'm allowed to use, right? I don't want to, and if I have to do a paid account, that's fine. I don't mind it. But I just wondering, do they do that? I know that other
Yeah,
streaming platforms do that. Some of them say like if you subscribe to this, you're paying into it, so then you can use these royalty free because your subscription is paying the royalties for the different artists and stuff, right? I didn't know SoundCloud worked like that too, but
yeah, no, if that's the case, then that would be a site that takes royalty-free music only.
yeah,
It'll people won't like I as long as you know, you have to ask permission because if you're making money
Yep.
using their stuff,
Yeah.
then that could become a problem.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
And but like if you're not recording, like on Twitch, if you're not recording, and it's like
Yeah.
I know a lot of people do that, and
Yeah.
the VODs won't. But
Yeah, exactly.
I know on Spotify
yeah,
reached out
it's best.
to a
It's best to always ask
Oh
permission
yeah. Always.
because because it's just if it's finicky.
Yeah.
you know,
All right, cool.
yeah, Spotify. There's a recording label, and I reached out to them. You know, like, oh, you can't get paid, blah blah blah. And I reached out to them. I was like, hey, yeah, I stream, but I don't really make money.
Yeah.
And they gave me an email response that gave me permission to use anything that they produced
Nice.
or was under their label
Nice.
during my streams.
That's
So
very cool.
like, if anybody gives you trouble, just give them this email.
Yep.
So
Very cool.
it doesn't hurt to reach out to these people to ask
Yeah,
permission.
no, absolutely, yeah. So it's just, I
I
mean,
fully expected them to say no, but they surprised me. Like, yeah, go right ahead.
yeah, yeah. It's not like
Yeah,
you're
like
making
some
a.
of those. Well, it's like some of those things that I used. You know, like on my Twitch, I have those things where you can purchase whatever and things
Yeah.
pop up on the screen and say, "Hey, well, I got some movie ones," but I actually asked the producers of that movie, and they said I could use their clips in the streaming, which I thought was kind of cool. But
Yeah.
you won't be able. I mean, you just reaching out. It doesn't take much, and
Oh, absolutely
it's
not.
probably the
Yeah,
safest.
make sure
You don't get
Most of
strikes.
the time,
star that email in case you need it again.
Yeah.
yeah, most of the time, people like that have no problem letting you use their content as long as you ask them and it's not making any abundant amount of money. Like
Yeah.
even if it's like small minuscule amount from basic advertising, they still probably won't care because the amount is negligible.
Yep.
The big
Exactly.
thing is they want you to ask them and they want you to credit them.
Oh yeah.
Those are the two biggest things. Like, hey, yo,
Always.
this is provided by so and so with their permission. You
Yep.
know, I was making a game back in high school, and I asked Alan McAllister if I was allowed to use, or Ann McAllister, if I was allowed to use her music for the game, and she's like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead. Just make sure you put me in the credits."
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, it was no.
Okay.
Most time they're all chill with it.
Yep. Let's get back to the real meat and potatoes of why we're here. After beating up the shadowy figure that attacked Tarikas so unceremoniously from behind, you guys find yourself once again back in this strange 40-foot octagonal chamber. And you are back kind of where you started. The demon is gone. You still see the highly polished black obsidian floor with the rough-hewn volcanic rock walls, but in the center of each wall is inscribed this same symbol that you guys have seen several times now. The inverted double octagon or double pyramid form that indicates it is the deity whose name shall not be spoken out loud, but we do all the time anyway. Tharizdun. So
Thursday. I mean,
Tharizdun.
neither
Yep.
actually says it out loud.
As you say it, nothing happens. What do we want to do?
I'm starting to think we need to do a test before we can be called the chosen ones.
This probably is the test.
Pardon me.
Because we can't just assume that we're the chosen ones because we say we are. We cleared this whole place out because there could be something down here. Like,
I think.
Oh, by the way, we're in the middle of a fight right now, so
Yeah, I forgot the end of the combat.
one of us saw a second one, and if they didn't see it, definitely heard it back where we came from, and they darted away out of the sunlight. So there is still another one here.
be on our guard.
Tharizdun, do you have another one of those bright lights available, or is that the one, or is that a one and done?
I don't know how that works on that orb.
So let me. I probably should have given it to you. Well, you've got it on your sheet, right? You have to, otherwise you wouldn't have that
Yeah.
spell. So drift globe, if we look at it,
That's it. It's in my inventory.
if you're within 60 feet, you can command it to emanate light equivalent to that of light or daylight spell your choice. Once used, the daylight effect cannot be used again until the next dawn. So it will allow you to do light, and it floats along behind you. It'll follow you as long as it's within 60 feet of you. So if you move more than 60 feet away from the drift globe, it will then follow you, but it can only float like 5 feet off the ground, right? So if you climb a mountain up a mountainside, it won't be able to elevate after you. But if you go across water, it can go across the water because it can remain 5 feet off, right? So.
I think it can go with me if I go up the mountain. I just have to carry it or whatever.
Yeah. You can carry it, but I'm just saying you don't have to carry it. You could just let it float along the ground behind you, and it automatically follows you. Correct.
Yeah, I got you.
So anyway.
Yeah, I have that spell again, but I don't know about I have only a few of those spells left, and I think killing's probably gonna need those more than. I mean, I have I can cast it 3 more times.
Yeah, I've only got one more spell left.
Yeah, but you use a lot of spells.
Yeah. I don't get so many as you.
Someone mentioned they saw it down here. Let's keep going.
Nope.
Okay, so nothing else in this room then? All right. Hang on.
Maybe I already looked in here. Yeah.
Yep. Give me just a second, please, if you guys don't mind. I have to go back to. I hate having to go back and forth and do this. I wish there was a way to do it in the game, but. And here. But I have to do you one at a time. Because I don't have to. I'm pretty sure I don't have to do. Nope, already did the dragon. Let me double check the spider. Already did the spider. And now we can do this. As you guys find yourself plunged into darkness, moving back out of the octagonal room, heading back to the north to where the intersection of passageways is. You can move now. Sorry.
Do we want to go right or left?
Well, everyone be on the guard and see if it just comes out and slashes at us.
Which way do we want to go, right or left?
Well, we got that ball of light following us, don't we?
What's that?
Yeah. It's not on daylight right now. The spells are this. How long would that spell supposed to last for?
Let me double check.
That might still be active at this point.
It lasts for 1 hour.
Yep.
Those should be following us
still. That's active.
Let me see. I'm double checking. I'm looking at the. Yeah, so I'll agree that it is 1 hour. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to drop a token on the What do I want to use? Let's use. We use this. Don't have to worry about that. Wait. What's the radius of daylight? Was it 60 feet?
Yeah, 60 feet.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, you guys can say it sounds, but I want to know for sure.
Yes, I'm looking right at it. I'm looking at the description of the daylight right here on the sheet. The sphere,
Target.
60 feet.
Yep, and that's a 60 feet emanation. Okay.
1 hour.
And
Duration 1 hour.
yep. So, dang it. Get 60.
Help drive the demons back at least.
All right. However, much like the other, the time wore on, it has begun to fade slightly. So it is actually only, and I'm gonna keep it by you. Actually, why don't I just put it on you, Tarika, since you cast it. I'm going to say the globe is with you. I am going to put this on you so that it is a 20-foot radius now circling around Tarikas. So he has the light on him. So go ahead and move Tarikas so I can make sure that the light moves with you, but it should. Yep, light's moving with you. Good. Okay.
Hey.
All right. So, anyway, now that we're back to where we're supposed to be, as you guys find yourselves in this intersection, again, take care of for walking near the walls, as you see they are rough hewn and can tear your robes easily. Where do we wish to go?
Tarika's going to bring that light up here. I think we're going to go this way, but I would like to have a light source with me. That way it's harder for that thing to come up and stab us in the back.
Well, those demons tend to run away from the light, so unless we get it cornered, it can avoid us.
Yeah. As you move forward, the poor light allows you to determine very little of this place in front of you, but you can see gleaming metal to the east. There appear to be suits of armor there, some fallen, others still on their stands. Likewise, there are shields of archaic type hung on the walls. Perhaps those are shelves too, with books and other items lined up on them. The light is truly too poor to tell anything for sure from this particular distance.
Now, as I approach, I will have my shield up in case these armors try to just stab me out of nowhere.
Okay.
And I will look at the armor.
Okay, go ahead and give me investigation. Nice. You investigate the area, and much like I described, you can tell that the armor is extremely ancient, not very well made. The metal itself has been here for so long that it actually looks and feels kind of soft. You find there are a couple shelves with books lining the shelves, but they've long since turned to dust and are just sitting there in little heaps of trash on the shelves. Several shields hang upon the wall, but again, they are ancient, falling apart. They may have been fine craftsmanship back in the day, but what little there is or left of them doesn't look like it would hold up in any kind of combat. However, along the wall, stuck in like the scabbard of one of the suits of armor, you see a little stick with a diamond tip.
Go ahead and grab that and pull it out slowly.
You pull it out slowly, and in your hand is about a 8 to 10 inch long wand with a diamond tip.
Hey, hi, Joel.
Yes.
This is your area of expertise. She will pass over the wand.
Okay.
I'm gonna use detect magic and examine it.
Okay. It is definitely magical. As you give me an investigation really quick.
Yep.
I may be an Eldritch Knight, but I'm a fighter before I'm a caster.
As you investigate it, Hygel, you see a tiny script on there that says Xizzy. Xzzy, Xizzy.
I'm gonna speak those words.
As you hold the
Anything
wand and you speak the words, what's the words?
Zizzy.
You say that, and suddenly the tip of the wand begins to glow, and it gleams a little brighter, and suddenly, whoof, you have cast a light spell on the end of your wand, and it illuminates this room for about 6 seconds, and then the light begins to collapse down in on itself. However, the wand itself continues to glow as you have discovered a wand of light.
That's actually
Nice.
quite useful. Got a torch.
Yes, it is.
Can you add it to my bag?
Yeah. You are now.
Give it to Ragnar. He needs a light source. He's the one that doesn't have it. He can't see very far. He can't see.
Let me grab this here for you.
Oh.
Oh, it's interesting. It doesn't, there isn't one. I'm going to have to make one. Are you serious? They have Wand of Lightning, but they don't have Wand of Light.
I mean, you can just put the name. I just put the name of it in my bag, and then I know what it does. Or if you just tell me what it does, I'll probably remember.
It's a Wand of Light. It casts light spells.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it does. Cast light. But I'll get it. I'll
Is
get
that
one.
an official Lego kit, or is that an off-brand?
Yeah. No, it's an official one, but it's from back in the 1E 2E days. So back in the day, and you can do it. You can do it in modern times too, but you could make a wand out of any spell. You just had to have the ability to create wands and do all the other stuff that required to go with it. So that's why in first and second edition they had
I know.
wand of this, wand of that. Yeah. So, but anyway, it's a wand of light. So just, you don't know how. It's obviously going to require an identify to let you know how many charges it's got and blah blah blah. So we'll figure all that out later. But just you can add an item on your own sheet and just call it wand of light, and then I'll actually build one to put on your sheet. So.
All right. So going down here, anything else on any of these other armors, or
no, nothing that you.
Was it just the one?
That was it.
Hydra, was there anything else in this room that's magical, or was it only the wand?
That was it.
As far as I can tell, that's it.
But you do detect that same strange, eclectic mix of all different types of magic that emanate from the surrounding structure itself. But the wand itself is the focal point of magic in the room.
Gotcha. All right, let's go to the other side. And then look, Ragnar hasn't been murdered by the Shadow Demon.
As you guys walk across,
We're just playing cards in the background.
this place, as you move across, you can see that this place has 5 strange formations in it. Each appears to be similar to a small tree. Its trunk of shiny black at the base, but then becoming a shade of color as it grows upward until finally branches, twigs, and leaves are of a brighter hue of the same color. From left to right, you can see, if you want to go ahead and move to the other room as you're moving down. I know you guys are in the center chamber,
okay.
but
I thought you were seeing.
no. This is at the chamber at the end. From left to right, you see an opalescent black tree, then a deep green one, a metallic crimson tree, an indigo blue tree, and a smoky purple tree. I guess it's not left to right, but those are the 5 different colors that you see. So you see white, kind of a metallic crimson, an indigo kind of a blue here, the purple here, and a black one here. Each tree has globular fruit-like growths hanging from its branches. Although the trees themselves vary in color as described, all of the fruit on each of the tree is a lustrous black.
Don't touch the trees.
happened.
Is there any humanoid face-like shapes or what looks like actual like body parts? Looks like they're part of the trunk of these trees.
No, looks like, again, the base of every tree is an opalescent kind of shiny black, but as it grows up into the tree, that's when you start getting the color, right? And the farther out to the edge of the tree, the more brilliant the color becomes. However, at the hanging, as I said, on all of the end branches and whatnot, even though the tree's red, it's got black fruit. Even though the tree's white, it's got black fruit.
So I remember we did research into Tharizdun before we did the other place. So I'm going to roll to see if this came up at all in that research.
No, never heard of it. No clue what this is, or
No clue.
What's that?
Of
course.
On the, how about if we use the wand on the trees? Maybe it's like a key or something.
I was thinking about how
Last
many
trees, when we find the
5 in
wand
here and
and-
how many walls were in the chosen room. Maybe we present the fruit to the corners of the wall of the other room.
I have no idea where to even start with this, to be honest.
I'm just gonna pluck one of the purple ones.
Okay. Let me see here real quick. What's your you are a wizard. Okay. Let me see.
You are you.
Maybe we each eat a piece
Yeah.
and we become the Power Rangers.
All right. Give me just a second here. So you walk up to the purple tree, Hygel, and you see that there is fruit dangling right before you. And it's obvious that you cannot resist yourself when you pluck one of the fruits from the tree. Let's see here. I need you to. Sorry. Let me look at the. Sorry, I'm reading the first edition version. I want to go back and make sure that I read the. Interesting, they don't have it here. That's interesting. They don't have that. Okay, so that's fair. All right. As you grab a hold of it, you watch as this thing suddenly like starts to shake in your hand, and then it bursts, and you feel this wave of energy flow over you as you suffer 18 hit points of necrotic damage, bringing you down to 40. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, DC 12. Oh,
Jeez.
you guys watch as this energy blasts over you. You feel every one of your atoms trying to scream and race apart into every direction of the universe at the exact same time. You don't know what force of will enables you to maintain your composure, but the effect finally fades away, and you're just left with the original blast of energy that seared into you. It went right through the robes into your flesh. You could feel the life force get sucked away from you, and you realize that this is something known only to those who follow Tharizdun. You have no idea what just happened or what the right course of action may have been. You are just completely, it's like looking death in the face and just feeling its fetid breath on your face as it just sort of, you turn your head. You don't know how you survived, but you know you were a gnat's hair away from exploding into a gabillion bits, forever sucked away into the void of Tharizdun's home. But here you stand, ready to fight another day.
Be not.
This could be.
You got that, good reader.
I mean, we don't know what every fruit does, but maybe, I'm telling you, maybe this is expected to how we become a chosen one. Maybe each of us grab one of the tree. We don't know if it's all going to be bad or good. I would risk it for the biscuit.
What do we see anything happen to him?
You see him grab it, and you watch this thing suddenly disintegrate and explode in his hand, and you watch his head go back, and he shakes like somebody's grabbed a hold of him, shaking him and throttling him, and then he just stops, and he just sort of composes himself and looks around like, what's up?
So you gonna tell us what happened but before you even ask us to even touch those fruits? Because that did not look healthy in any way, shape, or form. That looked incredibly violent.
I want none of that.
And unhealthy.
Back away.
As everybody moves away from Hygel.
I mean, we can go back to the other chamber. Let's think about what we've gathered.
Yeah.
Let's think about what we've gathered in the previous room before coming down the giant ladder. We have the sense, and we have the horn. We could try using them in these rooms one by one and see if anything happens.
The horn. I remember the horn.
Like distinct incense.
When you guys found the first room, you had robes, you had a box of balls, and you had the Thurnables, which are the incense that held the incense balls in it. In the
Okay.
other room, you found the iron, essentially iron torches, but you also found the box of 24 ice cream cone shaped incense bars that went into the end of those metal carriers, so that they look like a metal torch essentially. And on the shelf, you found the old iron horn, the trumpet essentially.
I kind of want to use that trumpet.
I would like to remind you that this is a temple to a god that all of the other gods, good and evil and neutral, the ones that hate each other, got together to slap their shit down and chain them. This isn't just some treasure room. This is one of their core temples. I do not believe we should mess with this in such a degree. Because as of this moment, there are currently forces trying to free this god. The last thing we need to do is help them.
But I'm a very curious little gnome. I can't really resist.
Tell you what, we leave now and we visit a library and hunt through library after library as we travel. And there is information on this god and its various practices scattered about, if you know where to look. The Mages Guild has some as well, back in Traft. And we know to look for any rituals that involve 5 colored trees with fruits that explode and send pain racking through your body, and whatever else happened alongside it. You were shaking very violently.
I won't take another piece of the fruit.
I do not believe acting any further on this is in anyone's best interest, let alone ourselves. So,
who has the horn right now?
Probably me with the bag of holding.
Yeah, I think you guys.
I asked to borrow the horn. Yeah.
What was that, Sean?
He asked. Hygel asked to borrow the horn.
Oh, it looks to the others. I feel this is a group vote. I cannot.
You don't have to.
No.
You don't have to be in the area with me.
I am more concerned with. You know what? Hold on. He just ate a fruit, an unknown fruit belonging to an extremely evil god. I'm gonna roll an insight check to see if he might be under some type.
Okay.
Of a charm.
He looks and acts and sounds just like the Hygel you know.
Okay. This is something I cannot simply say yay or nay to. It looks to you as I cannot simply give it to you without approval from the rest of the group. I am too uneasy about it, but
how about you give me the horn and you guys make your way back up the pathway there? And then you won't be in range of anything.
Looks to the rest of the group. Dracus, Corbin.
I give him a thumbs up.
Go ahead.
I looked to him and I'm just like, thanks, man.
All right.
Only because I know that
I will pull out. Spare to die might not be a valid option. Just saying. There are many things that Spare to Dying cannot help with. Nyla will pass over the horn and she herself will vacate the premises post haste.
Okay.
And she is gone. And she does not wait up. She just starts climbing.
Okay. You're climbing
Before
back
the
up?
group gets a chance to move, I book it back to the south area.
Okay.
It's about the middle of the room, right?
Yeah, it's give or take, yeah.
And I'm just gonna blow the horn.
All right. So you blow the horn. Belying its old ancient size, the horn has a deep, deep resonating sound. And if you recall when somebody yelled out and you yelled Tharizdun's name, it just sort of like died in the air, like you were yelling into a pillow or something like that, right? This horn blows, and as you're climbing, Nilo, you can feel the reverberation of the horn from below. And it actually echoes throughout the chambers, all of them. But nothing happens.
Nothing.
Nope. You stand in this strange octagonal room, surrounded by the symbols of Tharizdun in disappointment, as your horn did not seem to do anything. What did you miss, you wonder?
The only thing I can think of is grabbing all the fruit.
Go sit on the throne.
Resurrected and everything we killed them last week.
I can. What if I whip out the incense that I have to use while blowing the horn?
Okay.
Kind of like a little ceremony type of thing.
Okay. You take out the... actually, you can't. Nilo has them in her bag.
You said that there were symbols on the wall in here, right?
Yep. On each one of the octagonal walls.
Like in this room?
Yep. On each one of the octagonal walls, you can see there is a symbol of a double pyramid inverted type of a shape that it is one of the symbols of Tharizdun that you guys have come to know. There's one that's placed perfectly in each of these walls. Each of the 7.
I'm just going to inspect one and touch it.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Like there has to be something here.
As you're investigating, doesn't seem like anything, and your hand kind of presses on it, and as you press on it, suddenly you hear this slight humming sound from behind you, and in the center of the room, suddenly the floor in a 10-foot radius circle turns into a translucent, faintly glowing purplish color. And you see that it's slightly pulsating. As you watch, it slowly fades back to stone, like it was never there.
I kind of go back to the group and let them know what I did, how I blew the horn in the middle of the room and touched a rune, and all of a sudden something appeared in the middle and then just disappeared.
Yeah, it didn't really... I guess in a sense it did appear, but it was actually like the floor itself became that, right? It didn't nothing appeared. It's like the floor transcribed from plain stone to this sort of a translucent, deep purple color.
Well, there's 7 sets of robes.
I start
7
I start to kind of agree with the group of how it's thinking back to what Nilo said about this evil entity.
That's where it appeared, where I've got it on the
It
floor
could
there.
be.
That's where it appeared, just so you know where it happened. It's not there now, but
I asked Corvin if he touches a rune when I touch it at the same time. Let's see what happens.
All right. It doesn't sound reasonable, but let's do it.
Let's do it.
okay. As you guys touch the stones once again, you watch as a humming once again appears or begins, and roughly in the center of this room, the floor once again turns to a translucent, faintly glowing purple color.
Yep, we need all of us.
And as you watch it, slowly fades away.
Well, I don't think we can convince the rest of the group to come do anything in here.
You know, there's 7 robes, 7 walls. You know, do the math.
We don't even have enough bodies to do everything.
Nope.
Well, I have an unseen servant.
Before
That's true.
I meet up with the group, though, I sneak over back to the tree.
Okay.
And I just pluck one off the red.
Off the red?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, I'm hungry.
Okay. The metallic crimson tree. All right. All right. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw, DC 20.
Oh, God.
Where's that spare character?
Yeah.
I'm going to use a reroll.
Okay. You can reroll. It leaves you 1. You have 1 left.
Oh, I'm going to use one more.
Okay. Hey!
Let's go.
As you make it. Nice. As you only suffer 8 hit points of damage as the same thing happens. As the tree or the fruit explodes in your hand. Yeah. As the fruit explodes in your hand, washing through you, and as the energy is being sucked, it's like you can feel yourself being devoured by some entity from the far realms as its tentacles reach around you and grab and pull you toward it, but you manage to shake yourself free. Fortunately, you're a small in stature, so it couldn't quite grip you the way that it wanted, and you manage to jerk and find yourself lying flat on the floor, face down, bile and spit coming out of your mouth. Such was the terror that was rising up in you as you were nearly devoured by a once thought to be dead god. Anything else?
Well, then.
Hey, there's only 3 more trees to try.
I'm sitting here
You're on
going
the
like,
roll. You've made 2 saves, man. You can make it. You can make a 3rd save, right?
I mean, this is the end of the event. This is Hygel's exit. So,
It's up to you.
Which color? I don't want to do the black one. Black one's always terrible. We're going for the green one.
But the black, the
Going,
the black jelly beans are the best ones.
going for the green one?
Yeah.
All right.
Green machine.
You grab a hold of the fruit. And you feel its energy in your hand, much like the other one, but this feels different. This is something here. What is this? And the next thing, it explodes in your hand, rushing over your body, sweeping around you. You feel this sense of euphoria of this release from this material body as your soul is freed, and it immediately erupts into the cosmos, only to, as you turn into the light, you see the light is replaced by a hideous black as you are devoured by some unknown, long thought dead god or entity, whatever he calls himself now, as Tharizdun claims yet another soul, a foolish gnome from the place known as Oerth, as the existence of Hyjal on this plane of existence comes to an end. And you die with no saving throw. No bringing back, as your body is no longer there, as you are exploded into an infinite number of atoms now sprinkled about the cosmos, as your soul is drawn into the plane and the mouth and the incessantly hungry god of Tharizdun. And that, my dear friends, is where we will end tonight's session.
What an awesome exit.
Oh, was today your last day of playing?
Technically, it's whenever this adventure was done. Which we're like at the end of it anyway. So I wanted to go out with a bang.
And it's so
Oh,
funny.
you certainly did.
Yeah, you
Tell
very
stories
did
of my
catch it
adventure.
on yourself. So.
And just think,
Can I take
if
your shoes?
there's nothing left of Hyjal, he exploded. Everything on him, every bit of his personage is turned to dust. It's like the old school disintegration spells. Boom, gone.
You know,
And
the could have given us back that wand.
yeah, he could have, but he didn't. So but I appreciate everybody that's been hanging out with us. Hi,
Hey, now you
Joel.
can evenly distribute so much loot.
Hi, Jill. I am so sorry. Would have been nice to have you for the.
It's okay, I can be guest appearance characters.
This is true, but I appreciate everybody that's been hanging out with
Thanks
us.
for playing with us, though.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, Josh has just got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of things coming up. So he had already discussed with me that probably at the end of this adventure, whenever this end happens, he would be making an exit. My plan was when you guys left here to deposit him, if he wanted, back at the gnome community or back at Exag if he followed you guys all the way back. But this I thought was a pretty fitting exit. I mean, it wasn't too bad, was it?
Yeah, had other plans.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to play the way you play. I want to go out in my own way. That's like, okay, whatever. But we're going to figure out who do we want to go check out.
It's driving me nuts, though.
What?
I want to know that puzzle room. It's pissing me off.
Oh, I'll tell you after the thing. I just don't want you to spread the word to everybody else. So, but anyway.
No, I won't.
So anyway, I appreciate you.
Session, everybody.
Yep, I appreciate y'all. We're gonna go bounce over to. I think we'll do. Let's go to Atomic Peanut Butter Group. Haven't seen those guys in a while. We're gonna bounce over to them. Hopefully, you guys will hang with us until we can get over there. If I can figure out how to raid anymore, it's been so long. Who do we got? Yeah, there we go. What Charmed Fantasy? Shadows of Cimmerian, episode 219. Dang, they're into it. But we're going to go over to, yeah, they're doing Dragonlance. Let's go over to Atomic Peanut Butter Group. We're going to bounce over to them. Hopefully you guys will hang with us. Don't forget, we'll be here Monday. We'll be here Monday for our 1E game as our party is, I got to figure out where the hell. Oh, yeah, they're in the middle of the Tovag Baragu. They're chasing down Vecna and Ayus and all kinds of goodness. But hopefully you guys will see us on Monday. And then this one will be not next Friday, but the Friday after, hopefully, barring, internet or world calamity or whatever the hell else is going on. But in the meantime, like I said, we're going to bounce over to Atomic Peanut Butter Group. They got that Dragonlance game going, so let's go check them out. In the meantime, just remember, in a world you can be anything that you want. All I ask is that you be kind. See ya.
Thanks for watching.
See you guys. All right. Oh, yay. Jump right into an ad. Well, that was a good session.
Was actually my very first. It was.
We go
yeah.
Beyond
it was a good session.
Was my very first foray in 2015.
Yeah.
Neighborhood level, unit level, down to the cellular level.
I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks for running, Sean. It's
no worries,
good
man.
To be back.
It was
good
fun.
To have you back, man.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. So, but yeah, we can talk next time. I'll get with you, Josh.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man.
Remember, I said 11, but you got to leave around 10 to get there.
Yeah. Just
Lucian,
like I said, did you already tell her to text mom?
Good evening, then.
Brings out a huge
man, see ya.
white warhorse.
Josh.
Yeah, I think she did.
Okay, I'll ask mom, but like I said, we need the
Yeah,
address.
I think she did. So.
All right, dude.
There it is.
See y'all.
Cheers, everybody.
And says, bring this, place it at the bottom of those stairs, and hands you a mounted dragon lance.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sure. If there's a time to just go all out, it's now, Gorell.
No, it's not. No,